You know, even the year you took the remedial classes because you didn't score an 18 on the ACT. We've been lenient with you. Now it's time. And if they don't pay, here comes the garnishment. Old FICO score keeps going down. They can't buy a home. That's economic development, Mr. Jenkins. If you've got a college graduate, and because he's having to pay $467 a month to Fannie Mae or whoever, Sallie Mae, I'm sorry, thank you, Sallie Mae, he can't buy a home. If he buys one, he's got to go into that kind of subprime, that's a bad word now, he's got to go into a high interest rate mortgage. When he goes to buy a car, they're going to shop his application, and GMAC is going to say no, Capital One's going to say no, but there'll be some organization down the road that'll take his loan, but his notes are going to be $37 higher for 60 months. This is economic development. That child is going to take the average person almost 20 years to get out from under that debt. That's something that you gentlemen and you can help prevent. You can help say, but for the ACT score. Think about the valedictorians when you go to their graduation. Everyone with that stuff around their neck. All they need is an ACT score to get free college, free tuition. Think about that. And there's plenty of them walking across the stage, and we're very proud of everyone. All of our churches hold banquets for them. Our Greek organizations hold banquets. Our Deltas, our Zetas, our Kappa Alphas, our KAs hold banquets and honor them. Well, the question we should ask, are any of you having to borrow money for college? Every church should ask that question. There should not be a single child that's willing to learn to have to pay for college. I'll end with this. I ran for state representative in Bastrop in 1991 when my good friend John Insminger resigned. I was in a district, and I'll be candid with you, 27% black. Knew I didn't stand a snowball chance to win. But I ran against the advice of all of my friends, and I was endorsed by the Monroe News Star. Of course, they endorsed one other candidate, so we both lost. But my thing was, I met this guy named Patrick Taylor, and he had an indelible impact on my life. From 1968 through 1980-something, when I was president of KDKS here, we used to give away, can you remember this? We used to give away scholarships, $500. And I'd make sure my general manager was at Cattle Magnet, we adopted Cattle Magnet School. We had David Bates' son over there playing the drums, and we brought some groups in here from Philadelphia to show them really how to call pieces of a dream and play them out at the Lavoisier to show them how a drummer really should play. To make the long story short, we would give away a scholarship. And you know, I was an entrepreneur, and of course I wanted to make sure my general manager showed up over there and make sure when the people want to get ready to read, and I'd watch the program, okay, our child's going to come up next, make sure you know, are there, and when everybody look around and say the KDKS scholarship goes to Julian Kennedy, make sure you know how it's done. Well, I stopped all that silliness and started putting that $500 when I went to Mr. Charles McDonald. I was third in the race in the thing. Charlie Mack was the financial aid director at ULM, and he would allow me, I don't know whether it was legal or not, but the statute of limitations passed, to go and write a check for 1/4 of a child's tuition, because my hobby was to get a child in college that would not have gone to college every year. And I'd take them to Charlie Mack, or I'd take them over to Graham, and the good people at Graham would take care of them. I'd walk through the line for 3 days, because I knew if I left at Graham, it took 3 days to register. And I knew if I left the child would go home. So I would stay there the 3 days and stand in the lines and do that thing and get the child registered. But Charlie Mack would let me write a check for $238, a quarter of the tuition at ULM. He was in the race. And after he made the runoff,